Jam-packed video today, guys. This is pretty crazy. If you guys can leave a like, I'll really appreciate it as well. Thank you. Bitcoin, your time has arrived. It's time to expose Bitcoin. So in today's video, let's place our bets. Which cryptocurrencies, which of these digital assets will make it to the new financial system? If I had to pick three, I'm thinking XRP, XLM, and Bitcoin. Why do I say Bitcoin? Because first, I believe it quote-unquote dies, then it gets revived, right? Or maybe perhaps all these coins do, right? Because of that collapse event, guys. Now, why? Bitcoin is about to get exposed because it's all built on a house of lies. Tether 2017. Tether doesn't print money out of thin air to buy Bitcoin. Never has and never will. But 2023, appreciate the clarification. Can you disclose what crypto Tether accepts as collateral? Just Bitcoin/Ethereum? Bitcoin only, supposedly. BTC. Tether 2023. Actually, we do print tethers out of thin air to buy Bitcoin. We just call it an over-collateralized loan, right? And remember that what happened to the other projects that were over-collateralized, guys, right? That had all sorts of different loans. There we go. What we do know is if Tether doesn't float, guys, or Binance minimal, right? At the minimum, if it does go away, Bitcoin will basically collapse because it's literally propped up, as we see. David Schwartz, I think, is scared because Adam Back replied or asked David Schwartz from 2020 in the year 2020, but aren't you pro Bitcoin and converting XRP into Bitcoin? David Schwartz replied, nope. I've been slowly selling Bitcoin for the past several years. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What? Wait a minute. David Schwartz knows the truth here? Nope. I've been selling Bitcoin for the past several years. But I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. It's just the level of risk that has me selling. Wow. Obviously, there's so much risk that he's selling his Bitcoin, guys, right? Or this was back a few years ago. Now, I don't know if this is the case right now. I don't think so because Bitcoin has dumped, guys. Maybe he's going to be selling on the way up again, right? But if the cryptos don't go, if the cryptocurrencies don't go back up again, then that's the risk I guess we're all willing to take. My question to David Schwartz is right now: is he still selling his Bitcoin? Right, to this day, today. He's probably not even watching the video, but this is so fascinating, guys, right? It's just a level of risk that has me selling. The level of risk. You guys know what that means. Very risky, right? This not even with the fundamental side of things, guys, such as Tether, Bitcoin, Binance propping it all up, built on a house of lies, but the ROI. If you invest $1,000 into Bitcoin versus XRP, XRP would return more, in my humble opinion, in this bull run, guys, right? Because for Bitcoin to 4x, what is that? 100K, right? For XRP to 4x, that's not even going to create a new all-time high. Think about it. You guys see the risk to reward ratio? Very simple if you ask me, but never financial advice, guys. At the end of the day, not financial advice. Justin tweets out, Bitcoin does not solve any real-world problems at scale because it cannot scale at all. The promise of a fixed supply is a lie, as the security model is unsustainable. Support in Bitcoin is based on belief, not utility or value. Exactly. But I guess everything's based on belief and trust, guys, at the end of the day, such as the USD, right? If nobody trusted it, if nobody used it, if nobody believed in it, it would collapse in a nanosecond. But the Fed wants you, that's why the Fed makes up or these people orchestrate such things in your life so you keep believing in the illusion. Bitcoin is now a purely speculative vehicle for greed and naivety. Wow, 14 reasons to not invest in Bitcoin, guys. This is absolutely crazy. If you guys would like to read this whole full blown article or blog, I'll leave it down in the description below. Insanity, right? Then we have, they're actually telling you in your face. We're not making this. People think we're just pulling things out of thin air. But look at this. Quote, Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption disruption that is coming to financial services, end quote, said Franklin Templeton, president and CEO, and Jenny Johnson, right? You can't make this stuff up. These people, the big players, are telling you Bitcoin is the greatest distraction. From what? From what though? From XRP, from AI, from smart contracts or blockchain technology in itself, right? Payments. You have to watch this video, guys. Again, very jam-packed video today. Pay very close attention. If you guys can like the video, really appreciate spread awareness as well. Not financial advice.
Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is coming to financial services. I think AI is probably the other big disruption there, but and there's so much noise around a lot of things like FTX and others. But if you bring the technology down to its core value, it does three things. One is it allows a payment mechanism. Number two, it allows smart contracts to be programmed into the token. And three, because it's a general ledger, it has a source of truth. So whoever has that token, all rights in that token are granted to that person. So if I sell it to Frank, I don't have to go through a third party to do it. Frank gets it, and Frank gets all the rights. So my favorite example is Rihanna, who came out with, right before the Super Bowl, and I know she's just testing the market in this, 300 NFTs, each one worth 0.00033% royalty.
Look at that. She specifically stated NFTs. This is why NFTs will be a part of that new system, guys. No doubt about it. Listen very carefully, right? Everything will be what? Tokenized. Everything will be what? On the blockchain. The eye that always sees and never sleeps.
She's one of her biggest songs. Well, why can she do that? She can do it because when Spotify plays a Rihanna song, it can capture, the smart contract executes and says, I owe royalties here. And so nobody has to be involved in it. And it can take the fractional payment and go to, because Frank's a big Rihanna fan, so it goes to his account, and he owns a couple of those. And he's paid, right? So now think about any way in which you have revenue streams or royalty streams that you can now start to fractionalize that or democratize that. And think about how that is an uncorrelated asset to all the traditional assets. So other examples is, I think that athletes are they'll sign a big contract, they'll say to their fans, I'm going to sell off, tokens worth 10% of my future revenue stream. I'm going to, 100,000 tokens, and boom, the fans are going to probably pay a premium for it. So it will be a way, if you think about it, it's just securitization done on steroids. And it's merely that this technology is enabling it, and it's also enabling other very interesting companies that will disrupt some of the traditional business models that we have today.
This is where the world tends towards, but look, Bitcoin is the greatest distraction. I can't believe I can't believe they literally stated it in plain sight. Bitcoin is the greatest distraction. I'm done, guys. Right? She talked about the retail use cases of NFTs or blockchain in itself, guys, but she didn't mention XRP. That's going to be behind the hood for the banking industry. Think. Then we have from Max Kaiser keeps coming back into the play, guys. Rep XRP, he stated a few months back. Judge Rakoff agrees with me, right? Talking about a different case, I think. Then we see, sadly for you, Judge Torres didn't agree with you or your friends at the SEC today. Motion by the SEC for an interlocutory appeal denied. XRP continues to be the only crypto with court decided legal clarity. Right? He most definitely has a bag of XRP. Let's be realistic, guys. Not to mention, doesn't mean you cannot make a fortune with it though. XRP, a fortune in a centralized fiat S coin like XRP is meaningless. But wait a moment, Satoshi Nakamoto gave Ripple the green light. It's interesting, right? Other than concentrating it on a central server. Here comes David Schwartz once again, though. When we talk about Satoshi Nakamoto, guys, who truly was he? David Schwartz has stated that Satoshi Nakamoto is an organization. Wait, what? I think it's more plausible that Satoshi was a small group of people, given the wide set of skills displayed and the amount of work done. It could have been one person, but that seems somewhat unlikely to me. David Schwartz knows the truth. Arthur Brittle is a member. Bitcoin is a test beta test coin, and XRP is the final realization. For every big revolution, it is essential to have a test and improve it. Arthur's code created the 100 billion XRP on June 2nd, 2012, the birth dates of XRP. He's therefore at the head of a project aimed at being the new standard. Who even is Arthur Brittle, guys? Nobody knows, I think, right? Of course these people do, but do you? It's still nowhere to be found in the year 2023. In the age of social media, Arthur Brittle remains anonymous. Exactly. That's so fascinating, right? Even Satoshi is. Wait, what? The only two projects that remain, the head of the two projects, right, or used to remain anonymous. That's so weird, isn't it? A connection to Satoshi and Arthur. David Schwartz, former NSA employee, Arthur Brittle, and Jed McCaleb are the real minds behind Bitcoin and Satoshi Nakamoto. Check this out. John McAfee did say Satoshi is and has always been the only person it ever could be. Joel Katz. The time is now. Joel Katz is who? David Schwartz. John McAfee stated that. But wait a minute. Ripple and Wheels comes into play because this is so strange, guys. All the connection. Please like the video because this is a mind-boggling video. Look at this episode. In the first Ripple quote-unquote Blockstars podcast released in 2020 by Ripple, David Schwartz, Joel Katz, and Chris Larson went on a Sunday to a meeting with a world-renowned cybersecurity expert. David Schwartz talks about this being one of the few meetings that he was nervous at. The real question is, who was this person, the world-renowned cybersecurity expert? Here's the podcast. I will leave in the link down in the description below, but check this out.
An internet structure where anybody can get to an on-ramp.
So I know we're running out of time. You and I have been working together for 8 or 9 years now. Before we close, I think we should share either our favorite or least favorite, maybe, memory from the early days of building Ripple. I'll tell you mine first, and then you can tell me yours. I've gone to a lot of meetings in my life. There were a lot of meetings in the early days of Ripple about finding investment and explaining the technology to people. But there were only 2 meetings that I've ever gone to that I was nervous before. And this one was with a computer security expert. I won't name him because, well, you'll see why a little later.
I think I remember that meeting.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah.
So he's a world famous computer security expert. And you have to remember, this is 2012. The technology had not been looked at by a very large number of people, and certainly not by any world-renowned security expert. And this was new. We were doing things that people had never done before. And obviously we thought it was going to work, and we thought that if there were any issues, we could fix them, but we didn't really know. And so I'm going into this meeting, and part of me is thinking, what if he finds a flaw that I can't fix? Like, what if he finds something fundamental that's wrong with this? And I basically just have to say to everybody, sorry, Chris, I tried. Everybody go home. This just isn't going to work. I mean, that was a very realistic possibility. And so I was quite nervous. And he gets there, and he has a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper, and a second 2-liter as a spare in case he finished that one, and a giant box of taquitos from 7-Eleven. And as we're going from whiteboard to whiteboard, drawing out every piece of the system, he is slamming these Dr. Peppers and taquitos. And that meeting, fortunately, he did not find any serious flaws in the system, but that was just an incredibly surreal experience to me. And I remember just it taking a while before I started to realize, like, that was when I realized when I had to explain it all to somebody else who was very skeptical, that was when it really gelled in my mind that we really had something, that we had really done something different and something that could really work. And that was kind of when I started to relax a little bit.
There you go. Something that could work. Let us relax.
I remember that meeting very well. That was a Sunday afternoon. That went on for hours and hours. And the takeaway I had from that was, when David Schwartz is talking, just shut the hell up, because it's like, do not get in the way of these 2 guys. And you guys were just going at it. And it was awesome to see, but it was like, just stand back, don't say a word. And, let's see how this all plays out. And that was a pretty cool outcome.
You want to share your story?
There we go. So if you guys would like to watch a full podcast, I will leave it 100% down in the description below. And here's a few other opinions on who it may have been, guys, okay? But again, very interesting to say at least, guys. Things are accelerating. Let us prepare for the new world 100%. Something is brewing. Don't you guys feel it, guys? Not financial advice at the end of the day. Not financial advice and never financial advice, guys. Not financial advice. But anyways, see ya. Wow.